Hello, my name is Evan Eckert here with another Evan Talks video, and today we're going to be talking about the Cardinals and how they did during the trade deadline. If you weren't aware, the trade deadline ended August 3rd, 6 p.m. Eastern Time, and the Cardinals were able to make 3 trades before that threshold. The first trade was they were able to send Dustin May and JoJo Romero to the Milwaukee Brewers. The second one was Lars Nootbaar going to the Diamondbacks, and then the third one at the wire around 6 o'clock Eastern Time, they were able to trade for a lefty reliever from the Reds named by the name of Caleb Ferguson for $250,000 in international pool money. So first off, let's get with the Brewers trade. Again, we were able to send Dustin May and JoJo Romero in a package to go to the Brewers. They were both free agents after this year. So they were both going to be rentals they're going to both be rentals for the Brewers. And we got back their 11th and 13th prospects by the names of Alexander Frias and Josiah Ragsdale. Josiah Ragsdale, we'll start with him. He was the extra piece. The headliner was Alexander Frias, but Josiah Ragsdale is no slouch of a prospect. He's a 22-year-old outfielder, plays mainly center, I believe. And he will slot into the Springfield Cardinals system. He is a speedy defensive first player with rising power. On the year, he's batting .316, a .441 on base percentage of .581 slugging with a 1,022 OPS in 86 games, which is not that bad of a sample size. It's around 100 games. It's crazy. He started the year off in their high A system, made it up to their double A system where he really flourished. He had a 292 average, a 429 on base percentage, a 698 slugging with a 1.127 OPS. That's where he hit 12 home runs. In double A, he has 19 on the season. And he also has stolen 24 bases in total. No, 31 bases in total on the season. So speed and power threat, all of a sudden he's growing into his power. And there's been a couple articles saying that he is one of the fast rising prospects in all of baseball. He's tapped into that power potential. So it's a really exciting kind of look of a player. And we'll see what happens. His ETA is 2028. I could see that maybe being bumped up to 2027 if he's still raking at this age. I mean, if he does well in AA Springfield, you could maybe see him in Memphis starting next year because the Cardinals really don't have many outfielder prospects. I mean, they have Joshua Baez, and then after that, they have the depth of Victor Scott and Victor Scott and all that, but the prospects is Joshua Baez and Ty Pete, but he has a long way to go as well, and then Juan Bin Cho. But yeah, so the Cardinals needed some outfielder prospects, and that's a great find for them. And he wasn't even the headliner. The headliner was a young man named Alexander Frias. He is 18 years old. He will slot into the Palm Beach Cardinals system. And he is a 6'2", 177 pounds. He has 60 grade power. MLB rates him 60 grade power. And his hit tool is 45. I believe other outlets have him around 50 hit tool. But he has 50 grade run and then an arm of 60. And and fielding of 50 grade. And that's on a scale of 20 to 80 if you didn't understand. The grades that scouters use for scouting reports is on a grade of 20 to 80. So 60 power is pretty good. But anyways, he is on the year. He's played for both the Milwaukee Brewers rookie ball system and their low A. He has a .342 average, a .427 on base percentage, .553 slugging. That equals a .980 OPS. He's played 60 games. He has 16 doubles, 8 home runs, and 19 stolen bases. So he's a power speed threat. He has the potential to grow into his frame for maybe one of those guys that can hit 30 home runs. To me, he kind of seems like a Jordan Walker type player with the great arm, with the speed and the power potential. And he's super young. He's 18 years old. He kind of dipped when he entered rookie ball, but with the Brewers, he had a 236 average, 328 on-base percentage, 418 slugging. That equals a 746 OPS. But I know he's been hitting the ball hard. He has great exit velos. I think he had 117 off the bat. So an 18-year-old doing that he has the potential to high rise and skyrocket through this organization. He slots in as our number 4 prospect already. So the Cardinals got a top 5 prospect in their system. And Josiah Ragsdale slots in as their number 10 prospect. So very good for 2 rentals of Dustin May and JoJo Romero. I'm surprised they were able to get this much for Dustin May. I wasn't even thinking. I believe I heard some rumors that Alexander Frias will find himself in the top 100 prospects. So they were soon. I don't know if that was MLB or if it was Baseball America, but that's exciting that they were able to get a top 100 prospect for Dustin May, for half a season of Dustin May from one of their rivals. So that's exciting for the Cardinals and the Cardinals' future. That was the biggest trade of the day. But then we go to Lars Nootbaar, who we were able to trade. We traded him away. He had 1.5 years left, so the Diamondbacks will get this remaining year and next year. But we were able to get 2 prospects in that trade. One named Daniel Egan and the other named Sandro Santana. Daniel Egan was the headliner for coming back to the Cardinals. He is a 23-year-old right-hander. He has a 50-grade fastball, a 60-grade curveball, a 55-grade slider, and a 45-grade splitter. Control 45-grade. So the curveball is his calling card. He has a decent slider as well, so he can spin it. He doesn't have a great ERA. He has a 4.95 ERA, but he has strikeout stuff. He has 109 Ks in 87 innings, so that's good. Cardinals are looking for strikeout prospects. You can tell through all of their, since Heim Bloom has come up, you can tell through all of their drafts and all the trades that they're looking for strikeout first guys. If you look at Liam Doyle, Tanner Franklin, Brandon Clark, we traded for Jurangelo Sinja, all of these guys, they strike out people. And so that's what the Cardinals were kind of looking for, it looks like, in this trade. So they were able to get some guy, Daniel Egan, and he looks like he could be a great out as maybe a fourth or fifth starter. Sorry, but he has great strikeout stuff. He doesn't walk too many batters, it looks like. But yeah, the ERA does need to go down. He does have a home run problem. He's given up 18 home runs. But if the Cardinals can develop him into something, he has the tools. He has a 60-grade curveball, 55-grade slider, 50-grade fastball. So it's just exciting. It's going to be interesting to see what they can do with Daniel Egan. But one of my favorite guys that I actually found in this trade, my favorite out of the 2 was Sandro Santana. He's a 21-year-old lefty, and he's great. And he is a relief pitcher, but he has a 70-grade slider and a 55-grade fastball. So that's a good 2-pitch mix as a reliever, as a lefty reliever even, with a darting slider. That's great. And this year he has spent time in the high A and the double A system for the D-backs, where in total he had a 2.14 ERA, 46 innings pitched. He has 70 strikeouts and 20 walks, and he's given up a 188 average to hitters. And when he came up to the double A system, he had a 0.57 ERA in 11 games, 15 innings pitched, giving up a 115 average. So the guy can strike out people. This one is going to be, I think he's really exciting to see because I think he can rise up, maybe find himself in the Cardinals bullpen in a couple years. I mean, he could find himself in the bullpen next year in the middle of the year and replace JoJo Romero as the number one lefty in our bullpen. But what was kind of interesting to me was like each guy had their own has their own calling card. So, for example, Sandro Santana, he has a 70 grade slider. Daniel Egan has a 60 grade curveball. And then Alexander Frias, he has the power and the speed potential. And then Josiah Rags. It's more of the pitching prospects. They all have their own little thing. I have seen this with Chaim Bloom recently where like he is able to pick up guys that have a calling card, what makes them them, and then he's basically trusting his staff and the minor league staff to transition them and develop them. And it's very interesting. I was kind of looking at it yesterday. Brandon Clark has a 70 grade slider when he came to the Cardinals, and he had an injury, but now all of a sudden he has a 70 grade fastball as well. He had a good fastball beforehand, but then he has a 70 grade fastball, 70 grade slider. And now he's really made himself into a true, like, big time prospect for the Cardinals all of a sudden. Same with Liam Doyle. We drafted him. Big time fastball, 70 grade fastball out of college. Drafted him, trying to develop his breaking pitches, his splitter, and his cutter and slider. Yoiker Fajardo, he didn't have a specifically like a redeeming pitch or like a specialty pitch, but he was 19 years old pitching in high A for the Red Sox. Oh no, low A, sorry. He was pitching in low A for the Red Sox at the age of 18 years old. And that's just very rare to see a guy spend a full season already in low A as an 18-year-old pitcher. So it's just Chaim Bloom has been able to seek out these guys that have like one or two big-time skills and then try to develop them. And it's kind of cool to see. Durangelo Cincha, switch pitcher, big-time fastball. Got him. Tanner Franklin, big-time fastball. You can look at our draft this year. Cal Randall, 80 grade fastball, the best fastball in the whole thing. Maybe you can make that guy into a big-time closer for you later down the road. But all these pitchers that he's been able to bring into this Cardinal system, they've all had one or two like big-time things, and he's been able to, kind of just like try to develop them and have as many darts at the dartboard as possible. And you didn't really see that with the old regime. When it was under John Mozeliak, when you can go back to the 2023 trade deadline, the best prospect you got there was Tekoa Roby. Now you don't even talk about Simra Bursa and Adam Kloffenstein. He's off the team. Drew Rom off the team. Zach Showalter. Granted, he had a 70 grade fastball, but he didn't result in anything. But just these guys that they were trying to get, like they were all MLB ready. And they were all MLB ready, AAA arms that were not probably the best deal, like best prospects they could have gotten in return, but he was wanting to supplement that roster already, the major league roster. And Chaim Bloom has basically been like, no, we got to spend time to develop these guys. Let's build our farm system up as big as and fruitful as we can, and see what happens. And it's really turned out great because if you look at our farm system now, you have Quinn Matthews sitting at your 8th prospect, Brandon Clark, who probably is like one of the most exciting prospects for me personally. He's number 7. Durangelo Cincha has fallen all the way to 9. And that's not anything against Durangelo Cincha. He hasn't been pitching the best, but he strikes out a ton of people. He started off as like 4 at the beginning of the year. It's just we've gotten so many good players, and so many players have shot up in the ranks. It's very fun to see. But anyways, on that long tangent, Sandro Santana, who we got for Lars Nootbaar, exciting. I think he could be very nasty. I got to look into him more, but from just looking at his stats, looks like a very interesting piece to me. I think he could be kind of a much needed piece in the 2027, 2028 years. It's Chaim Bloom has done a great job coming into the Cardinals. One more thing to talk about with Chaim Bloom, what I've kind of noticed as well with him is this is the third trade that I've seen where he's been able to throw in something extra and maybe shot something back in return that he wanted. So, for example, this Dustin May trade. I don't know if you get that type of package, Alexander Frias and Josiah Ragsdale, if you just send Dustin May. You don't. He was able to throw in JoJo Romero. Maybe he gets, then that opens the door for him to get what Chaim Bloom wants and gets him a little more leeway through the Brewers system to pick from. We also saw this with the Red Sox. He was not afraid to give the Red Sox, hey, you get Sonny Gray, we'll also pay you some money of his contract if I'm able to get that Brandon Clark in your system, along with the Richard Fitz. Maybe if he doesn't give the money, it's Richard Fitz and then a prospect that is not as noteworthy. Same with Wilson Contreras. You trade Wilson Contreras in to the Red Sox, but you also pay some money forward to the Red Sox, and then you get Yoiker Fierro, who's your number 11th prospect now. So the way he's been manipulating these trades, it's very, very, I guess cool is the best word I could think of. He has been able to command the board, basically, with what he has in his pocket. And going into this trade deadline, he didn't have many pieces to trade. He had Dustin May, who was he was unlucky, but he had about 4 ERA, a 4+ ERA. JoJo Romero, who he's fallen off from last year, and just had his appendix removed. He had Ryan Stanek, who didn't trade him though. He sucks. Nootbaar was not hitting well. He did not have a big time trade piece to get rid of, a Tariq Skubal or anybody big, but he was able to still pull out an Alexander Frias, a top 4 prospect for the Cardinals, Josiah Ragsdale. So it's just very interesting to see what these guys can do. And I'm not saying they're going to be superstars right when they hit the big leagues. They could be busts, but as long as the Cardinals keep on getting enough chances with these prospects, the better they turn out. I mean, look at what the Red Sox did. They traded for Garrett Crochet, and now they just traded for Adley Rutschman. So they've been able to build up their team by trading away their farm system to get the pieces they need to make a run. So anyways, that's just a little fun thing about the Cardinals. We had one more trade. Caleb Ferguson, ERA of 4.01, Reds left-hander. He's just going to be an extra body in the bullpen. We kind of needed him. That's why I think we didn't trade Ryan Stanek, is because we needed an extra person in the bullpen so we can finish out the year of. But Caleb Ferguson will be your second lefty with Justin Brule. But yeah, the Cardinals are looking good. We just came off a win off the Yankees last night, 13-7, hit 5 home runs. So if the Cardinals offense can start clicking, maybe the bullpen isn't as bad. Maybe they find themselves in a postseason spot. That's probably too unrealistic, but who knows? 3.5 games back. Just a fun time, exciting time to be a Cardinals fan right now. Looking at the prospect list that we have, tons of interesting prospects. But anyways, thank you for listening. Oh yes, and if you want, sorry, I keep on my mind's rattling. But my overall grade for the trade deadline, I'm sorry, I forgot. This should have been before the ending. My overall trade deadline grade. I think they got an A- for what they got, for what they were able to do. The only reason why I'm going to give them a B+ is because I wanted to see one of the catchers go, aka Pedro Pages, and I wanted to see Ryan Stanek go. The only I think a prospect of any nature is better than Ryan Stanek, and I think Pedro Pages is creating a long jam. So now this year we probably won't even get to see Leo Bernal hit the big leagues this year. So that kind of was upsetting. I think if you trade Pedro Pages, you might be able to see Leo Bernal. So I'll give it a B+. Ryan Stanek came in, and I think, honestly, I think they kept him so they can have an extra body in the bullpen as well, like I was saying with Caleb Ferguson. But he came in yesterday and gave up 2 home runs and then a double and almost lost us the game. So anyways, all that said, now I'll end the video. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to watch some Cardinals baseball. Have a good day.